A gas leak reportedly triggered this explosion. Black smoke can be seen billowing from the refinery. Tokyo Electric Power Company has reported to the government that its Fukushima No. 1 and No. 2 nuclear power plants are facing an emergency situation. It says in the Fukushima No. 1 plant, the emergency diesel generators used to cool down the nuclear reactors are all inoperable. And in the Fukushima No. 2 plant, an emergency cooling system has been activated. The Nuclear and Industrial Safety Agency says no radiation leakage has been reported so far. Tohoku Electric says a fire started in its Onagawa nuclear power station in Miyagi Prefecture, but was soon extinguished. It says there are no radioactive leaks. In Fukushima Prefecture, there are many houses collapsed. And we also interviewed local people there after the quake.
もう死ぬかと思いました。本当にすっごかったです。はい、感じ。どうでした？いや、なんか山手線のホーム行ったんですけど、こんな大きい揺れ初めてだったんですごい怖かったです。なんかパンクしたみたいな感じの揺れでですね、コンクリートが落ちてきてという感じですね。コンクリートどこですか？ボンネットちょっとへこんでると思うんですけど。
The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center in Hawaii has issued a tsunami warning for a broad area around the Pacific Rim. The center posted a tsunami warning for more than 50 Pacific Coast countries and regions at 7:30 UTC on Friday. The estimated time of arrival of the tsunami in Taiwan, 9:40 a.m. UTC. In the Philippines, 10:02 a.m. In Indonesia, 10:57 a.m. In Hawaii, 1:07 p.m. In Australia, 3:35 p.m. In Mexico, 4:50 p.m. In Chile, 11:03 p.m. In Peru, 12:41 a.m. on Saturday. The center is advising residents in coastal areas to remain on alert to changes in the sea conditions. It is also warning that tsunami arrive in sets and the waves may increase in size. Japan's government considers the damage resulting from the earthquake as one of the most serious in the country's recent history. Prime Minister Naoto Kan, during a press conference, called for cooperation from everyone throughout Japan.
Given the situation, an emergency disaster response headquarters has been set up with myself as the head. We will secure the safety of the people of Japan, and in order to minimize the damage, the government will make every effort possible. And we ask the people of Japan to continue to be cautious and vigilant and keep tuned in to the reports on the television and radio. And we ask the people of Japan to act calmly.
Chief Cabinet Secretary Yukio Edano told reporters the government considers the damage from the quake to be extensive.
We have been gathering information on the damage. But the situation is worse than expected. The government will do its best to support the affected areas and contain the damage. We have no information on radio.
Shiogama, and one in Osaki, and one in Rifu, and two in Shibata, one in Wakuya. And aside from this, there are information that there are people who died in Shichiga Hamamachi city, town, but we don't know as for the number. And in Sendai City, tsunami reached 10 kilometers from the coast, and there has been a great damage. And among the 8 who were confirmed dead in Asahikagaoka in Aoba ward, one man about 70 years old were found dead on the road. And in Ishinomaki City, one person died due to something that fell. In Rifu Town, in Super Jusco, a ceiling caved in, and 6-year-old child had died. And his mother is also in serious condition. In Ishinomaki, there's another person who died. And in Shichigamachi, there are information that people have died, but we don't know the numbers. But in various parts of Miyagi, there are many injured people.
Now, Fukushima Prefecture, 8 deaths has been confirmed. In Minamisoma City, a facility for elderlies have collapsed, and more than 10 people have been caught under the rubble. 5 people have been confirmed dead. And in Sakagawa City, 1 person has been confirmed dead. In Waki City, due to a fire caused by the earthquake, 1 death has been confirmed. In Futaba City, a housing has collapsed, and 1 elderly person has been confirmed dead. In Shirakawa City, there's been a mudslide that covered all of the housings there, and about 14 people remain missing. In Fukushima Prefecture, 26 people are currently missing. And in now Yamagata Prefecture, in Obanazawa City, a 72-year-old woman, due to the shock from the tremor of the earthquake, fell at her home, and she remains unconscious in a serious condition at a hospital. In Ibaraki Prefecture, there's been a collapse of buildings in Takahagi City and Hitachi Ota City and Joso City. In Hitachi City, a total of 4 deaths has been confirmed. 1 person remains in a cardiac arrest, and there's been 14 at least injured. In Hokuto City's beaches, 2 people have been washed away by tsunami.
In Chiba Prefecture, 2 people died. A 67-year-old man fell in his garden and hit his head and died. In Narashino City, a 96-year-old man died in the house, and a woman, an elderly woman, fell on the staircase and hit her head and is unconscious. And in Chiba Prefecture, in a coast, a man who about 70 to 80 years old was on a truck, and that truck was washed away. In Ichihara City, a 30-year-old man in his 30s sustained burns all over his body in a fire that took place in the oil plant refinery. In Tokyo, 53 people have been injured and 3 people have died, and 14 people are in serious condition. In Koto Ward, in a plant producing container, chemical substance had leaked, and 2 men in their 60s died inhaling this chemical. And in Kudankaikan of Chiyoda Ward, part of the building collapsed, killing 1 person, and 10 people are injured. 25 people are sustained minor injury. In the supermarket in Machida City, a slope that linked the 2nd floor and the 3rd floor collapsed, and 3 cars were involved, and 7 people are injured.
Kanagawa Prefecture, there's been a 75-year-old man that has remained unconscious after he fell in his house, and 11 people are reported injured. In Saiton Prefecture, in a pachinko parlor in Gyoda City, the ceiling fell, and 2 people have been injured, and a total of 11 are reported injured. In Tochigi Prefecture, in Haga Town's auto manufacture plant, the ceiling fell, and 1 person has been confirmed dead. With a mudslide, 3 residents remain unaccounted for. Also, a primary school student, 5 of them were going home from a school, but they were caught.
Station on the Seiseki line in JR, a train that was traveling near Nobiru Station cannot be contacted. According to the Defense Ministry, a helicopter of SDF had saved 11 people who were drifting away, and in a patrol plane of the Maritime Self-Defense Force had found a ship that had went aground and are now trying to rescue them. According to the Japan Coast Guard, 1 boat in Ofunato City has run aground, and in Kesennuma City, 1 person is drifting. And there is another person who is on the roof of a house. And in Oshima, in Kisennuma City, 3 boats are now drifting away. And in Arahama fishing port, there are people who are floating, and we don't know exact numbers. A trawler with 8 people had also been accounted for in Iwaki City in Onahama. but people have been saved. And this is new information. According to the Miyagi Prefecture Police Headquarters in Michinomaki City, there has been a report that a boat with 100 persons on was washed away due to tsunami. Don't know the details. Japan Coast Guard and the police are trying to confirm the situation from a fishing boat. From a shipyard in Yamanishi shipyard, there was an information that a boat with 100 persons on was drifted away.
We now go to Sendai City's headquarters for the disaster relief. We are currently connected with our reporter, Ori Sugimoto, via telephone. Ms. Sugimoto, you are currently within the headquarters at Sendai City for the disaster emergency relief. Yes, we are in the building. Please tell us the current situation. We still do not know the extent of the damage at this moment. The Sendai City, especially for the regions that's been close to the coast, they continue to be inundated. So the broad areas of the Sendai City's coastal regions are still covered and underwater. Do you know any specific names of the districts, etc.? No, we do not. And this is the eastern part. This is east to the Sendai Tobu roads. The Sendai East Road and east to that region is all covered in underwater. Yes, and in several places, we have information that there are people that are being stranded. These people have been evacuated, but they remain stranded. And what is their current status? Do you know? For example, they have evacuated, about 140 people have evacuated to a primary school, including students, and they are at the roof of the school, but because they are surrounded by water, they are unable to evacuate to another evacuation center. So there are several locations with a similar situation. So you have a specific number of 140 people. Do you know which primary school this is? This is in Miyagi-no District, Nakano Primary School. So there are about 140 people stranded there, including children, at the Nakano Primary School in Miyagi-no District, and they are currently evacuated in the rooftop of the school. And you said there were several locations with a similar situation. Do you know any specifics? In Arahama Primary School, we have heard that there are evacuees. We don't have the specific numbers. Arahama Primary School also have evacuees, but you don't know the specific number, all right? And what other information do you have? We still don't have the details of other evacuation centers. And at the headquarters, what is the current situation there? And what is the situation in Sendai City? So in many parts of Sendai City, we can hear the sirens of the fire engines and also the large roads. The lights have no electricity, so it is not operating. So there's a traffic jam, and we couldn't really move in our cars due to the traffic jam. So we heard from our reporter, Ori Sugimoto from Sendai City's headquarters for the disaster and emergency headquarters. We have information about a new tremor, and at 8:31, there's been another aftershock in Iwate's northern part of inland Iwate Prefecture registered a seismic intensity of 5-, and there's been a continuing aftershock, and there will be a possibility for more shocks. Please protect yourself from things and objects that may fall due to the shock. And Takizawa Village observed a seismic intensity of 5-.
And intensity of 4 has been observed in various places in Yamagata Prefecture as well. Now we go to Ofunato City in Iwate Prefecture. We have a live report from Ofunato City in Iwate Prefecture. Yes, this is Ofunato City on the coast of Iwate Prefecture. In the aftershock that we experienced a big jolt, and women here had screamed. And this is Ofunato Hospital, and this is a gymnasium in part of the hospital compound, and people have evacuated here. In the hospital, they had looked after those people who had evacuated, but